Hello friends, welcome to today's class. So in the previous class we have started with your list. We have discussed a lots of things about list. We have seen various things like lists and functions, and along with that we also seen many things like traversing a list, how a list is traversed, how to get the various values, which are the various list operations, and which are the various list methods. And going forward we also seen how to delete and which are the various options to delete. And the next very important thing we saw was your lists and functions. What are the various lists and what are the functions of those lists? And we also seen an example wherein we tried to calculate our average by using functions and one by without using functions. The next very important topic we are seeing is what are your lists and strings. So to make you remember, a list and strings are not the same things. They are quite a different things. A string is nothing but a sequence of characters, whereas a list is nothing but a sequence of values. So whenever we say to create a string, it is a string itself and not a list, and when we say create a list, it is list itself and not a string. So this is very important thing. A list of characters is not the same as strings. Okay, now in order to make this clear, we have one more very important inbuilt function in Python, which is called as list, using which we can convert our whole string into a list. So to make you understand, we'll go through a small example using your shell mode. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll take a string, say s is equal to some spam, s is equal to spam, and so this string has been created with s is equal to spam, and now I'll try to convert it into a list. So if I want to convert it into a list, we'll be using the function called as list of the corresponding string. So t is equal to list of yes. So when you do this, you have converted your yes into a list. So what I will do next is I'll print this list. So I'll say print t. So you can see it has been converted into individual characters. Yes, p have been given your inverted columns. So therefore this list is very important, but you should avoid using it as a variable name, because it would what it will do is it will give, you can observe here we also avoided the letter L because it looks very similar to your 1. So that's why we are using here t. Okay, so list function, what it is doing then, it breaks a string into individual characters. Similarly, if you want to break a word or a string into words, you can use one more method called as split. Okay, so what is list doing? It is converting a string to a list of characters. Similarly, a split, what it will do, it will break a string into words. So if you want a continuous string to be broke up into words, we can use your split. So to make you understand further, we'll execute few commands in your again in the shell mode. Okay, so we'll take a string, say some Python is easy. Okay, so I've taken this string. Next, what I will do, I will split it. So I'll take one new character, t is equal to s dot split. Okay, so it has been splitted now. So how it has been splitted? To see this, we'll do the printing statement. So I'll say print t. So you can see here it has been splitted into individual words. Then we can separate and we can fetch by using your indices. Say for example, I want the first character, that is 0th character. Then I will say print my splitted list is t, and in that I want the first word. So therefore I will say 0. So that means what I will get? I will get Python. So you can see here the Python has been got. Okay, so this is very important. So when this index operator is very important, because you can look into a particular word in the whole list. Similar to similar to split, we have one more function called as delimiter. So what this method will do is it will specify which character has to be used as a word boundaries. That is, which character should differentiate between one word to other word. So therefore, so to make you understand this, again we'll go to your shell mode and we'll try to execute it. So what I will do is I will take one character, say s is equal to, then I will say, I will take it in the form of double colons and I will say some spam. Okay, so here the delimiters are what now? The dashes. So therefore I will say the delimiter I want it is the delimiter expected, or the delimiter which I want to use is dash. Okay, so I put the dash delimiter, then we will split it using the delimiter. So s dot split, then I will put here delimiter. So here you can see it has been splitted into 3 spams. Okay, similar to this you can use any delimiter you wish to, like sometimes we would like to use your space, that is blank spaces, as delimiters. So in that case we can use that as well. So say for example I have a string called as t is equal to, I will say, I will take a list. Okay, then inside this I will start writing my characters. So my first character is Python, next is next is easy. Okay, so I created this list. Now I want to put a delimiter, and this delimiter must be in the form of the space. So I will take delimiter is equal to empty spaces, something like this. Yes, now we'll try to join your whole thing. So join has been already taught. It is nothing but it is the inverse of your split. Whatever your split does, the join does the inverse of it. So what I will do, I will put delimiter dot join, which variable t. Okay, so you can see here it has been joined. Python is easy has been joined together with the help of the join. Okay, so what join does now, it tries to put a space between the words. Okay, so to concatenate without spaces you can use the empty string, that is as a delimiter. Okay, so this is how you will be doing using your delimiter method. Fine. So next very important thing we'll be going to is your how to parse a line. Okay, so parsing a line is nothing but how to compute a line. Computing is nothing but inside one line itself I want to see what actually my line consists of, and I want to fetch something from that particular line. Like say for example in this line we love using Python, I want only Python to be taken out, then that could be done with the help of your parsing a line. So if I want to use that, we can use your compute. Okay, so what we can do, we can use your compute, we can use your split, and by using split we can split the whole line. Okay, so next very important thing we have is your objects and values. So till now we have seen that objects and values we are using it interchangeably, that is once if you use as objects we would use the same thing as values itself. So this was true in case of your strings, but now when you come to your list this is not true. So therefore what we can do is, here if you observe, your a and b are referring to the same thing, which is same string, which is banana, but these a and b in one case may refer to two different objects that have the same value. In the second case they may refer to the same object. Okay, so if you want to check this, we will be again using your is operator. So using is operator we can check the what are my values. So say for example I have taken a string, as you have seen, banana. Okay, so I'll take a string banana and I'll take one more string with the same name, banana. Okay, then I want to check whether these both are same. Then we can use your is operator, which you have already studied in your previous thing. So I'll try here, if is a is b, that is are they same. If they are same, then you would get a boolean output, either true or false. So these two are same now. That is, your both the strings are same. But this may not be the same case in your list. So if you want to check this out, we'll take a list of integers. Say a is equal to 1, 2, 3. We'll take one more list. B is equal to 1, 2, 3. So if you can observe here, both the list values are same, right? Now I want to check whether both are equivalent. So again I will use your is. So I'll check is A and B are same. If it is true, if it is same, it will return a true value. If it is not, it will return a false value. So here you can see it is giving you a false value. So that means in your lists, even though your values are equivalent, but the objects may not be identical. They will not be having the same objects. But in your strings, if they are equivalent, they will be having the same objects. So therefore this is very important, that every object has a value. So say for whenever you execute this, a is equal to 1, 2, 3, a is referring to a list object whose value is particular to the sequence of elements. If another list has the same elements, then we would say it has the same value, but they are not identical. They are equivalent. Okay. So this is about your objects and values. So you can say two different objects will be having the same values, but the same object. So lists are equivalent but not identical, right? So next very important thing is your aliasing. Aliasing you have already seen in your strings as well as in your list as well. But here what we'll be checking is, can we replace by using your reference? Yes. So that for example, say I write assign b is equal to a. So this is true only when we have the same reference. So whenever a variable associated with a subject, then we say that we have a same reference. Then otherwise we will say it is not having the same object. So that means aliasing is nothing but an object with more than one reference and more than one name. So this is very important. So if you want to check this, we'll try a small snippet. So say a is equal to 1, 2, 3. Then I'll check is b equal to a. Yeah, we have made b is equal to a. Then we'll check are they same. So b is a. Yes, true. So therefore they both are same. Now I want to replace it. Say I want to replace the first element of b. That is, we'll use the again indexing. B of 0. I'll give some value, say 10. Okay, so I put b of 0 is equal to 10. Now what we'll do, we'll try to print your a. So I'll print my a. So you can see even print has been changed. That is, it has been changed from 1, 2, 3 to your 10, 23. Since we have made changes in b, but the changes are also reflecting in your a. So therefore this could be sometimes very difficult and this may lead to an error. So whenever we will be dealing with your list, especially when we will try to alias, we should be very careful. So next is your list arguments. So when you pass a list to a function, the function gets a reference of the list, and if the function modifies a list parameter, then the caller sees the changes. Okay, so if it doesn't modify, then we will not get the changes. So as you can see here, function always tries to guess the reference to the list. So there are two important things. So before going into this, say for example, if I write any function and if I want to change it, then you need to pass the arguments. So we have two types of methods. One method wherein it modifies, that is the best example for it is append. The other method wherein it tries to concatenate it. So what we'll do is the append method modifies the existing list, whereas concatenation creates a new list. Okay. So thank you friends. So here I will end my today's class. So this is your module 3 and the first chapter, that is 8th chapter, is over. Okay. Thank you.